Hello everybody and welcome to the King Leo Show. I'm your host, King Leo. How's everyone doing tonight? Let's make sure the audio is good. Is everyone having a good Thursday?
Dude, I'm
Hello everybody
tired.
and welcome to the King Leo Show. I'm your host, King Leo. How's everyone doing tonight? Let's make sure the audio is...
I think our audio is good.
Don't worry. We're about to get started. All right, everybody. I'm very tired. How you doing, Audio Vibes? How you doing? I'm very tired, man. My day was not as surreal as yesterday. Okay, but before we begin, like, comment, and subscribe. As always, consider becoming a member or joining the Patreon. Let me bring up the Patreon. Dude, what a day. I finished the American Business Forum. Here's our Patreon. Consider becoming a Patreon member, $20 a month. If it's too expensive, which is completely understandable, you have the option of joining our YouTube membership, which is just $1.99 a month. Helps keep the channel going. Helps keep us going. All right, so how is everyone doing? Dude, this was a crazy day, bro. I mean, I'm happy because I got to meet my hero, our hero of this channel, Patrick Bet-David. PBD was there. That was not a lie. He was actually there. Very, very interesting. Jamie Dimon was there. Jeff Bezos was there. Who else was there? Eric Schmidt from Google. Serena Williams and Nadal. So it's been a long day, man. I am tired. I yelled during the PBD thing. I was like, I love you, PBD. But it didn't come out in the video. I thought it would come out. But I thought that we would start the show. Instead of with Schizo Watch, I wanted to play some inspiring words from our channel hero, Patrick Bet-David, who is now a pedagogist, pegadology, the people that know teaching. And this was insane to watch in person. Dude, by the way, he's better in person than online, okay? He was just giving his speech, all right? But he pulled up with ice on his wrist, stunting on these hoes, his Nautilus $1 million watch, PBD in the suit, better suit than on the show. And he would not stop talking. Dude, I have never seen someone, this is real wizardry, that will not stop talking. He was castigating us with his words, dude. You had no time to think. He was just selling. You're like, what are you selling, PBD? He doesn't even know. I saw the president of Argentina. That was ridiculous, dude. It's ridiculous. All right. Audio guy says, I can't believe you actually saw PBD. I did see him. I saw him. I wish I could have shaken his hand because he's a wizard, man. He is a wizard. He's a wizard. I have to admit it. Now that I've seen him in person, I understand how he's gone and where he's gone. So let's watch him here talking about, I thought this was so insightful about how he raises his kids and how you should raise yours. He spent a lot of time shit talking Mamdani in New York. The president of Argentina did that too, as if Argentina has anything to do with New York. It was odd, man. It was not as exciting as the first day, but it was weird. It was a weird day. So let's watch PBD here.
I think it's starting with our education system, but I'll pause right here.
I want to talk about that
Please.
Because you've said that capitalism rewards value creation. You're just talking about it there, not victimhood. But how do you teach that to a generation now raised on social media outrage and TikTok and everything else?
What do you think he's going to say? Dude, first of all, it's going to be like a 10-minute spiel because he talks in paragraphs. It's amazing. In real life, you're like, dude, how are you still going? Didn't have a water bottle, nothing. He was just talking and talking. It's an amazing thing to watch. But what do you think he said? What do you think he said? How can we fix the education system? All of these solutions are as good as the Netanyahu roast, dude. They are as good.
My kids, my oldest son is 13 years old. I have a 13, 12, 9, 13-year-old boy, 12-year-old boy, 9-year-old girl, 4-year-old girl, Brooklyn, the best. She's the glue. She's funny. And there's nothing like Brooklyn, middle of the night. She's small, she's tiny, but she's the loudest, and she's got the best temper. Bad temper she's got, 4-year-old girl. 4 o'clock in the morning, this is what we hear. She runs from her room, opens the door, and she does not know how to close the door quietly. You guys know what I'm talking about? Parents know what I'm talking about. Bam! Slams it. We all wake up, right? And then she lays next to you, and then she goes like this. Daddy, I love you. I'm like, I love you too, baby.
what the fuck does this have to do with how to teach your kids about capitalism? This was the whole thing. It's stories after stories that have nothing to do with the question, but people are just eating it up. It was amazing to see.
2 nights ago, she says, Daddy, I said, yes, baby. I have to go shopping at Target with Mickey today. I said, babe, why are you telling me 4 o'clock in the morning, right? These kids are funny. But our oldest, they get criticized at school and they'll say, your dad's rich. You're just a rich, spoiled kid. And my kids will say, then why is it that you have an iPhone and I don't? My kids don't have iPhones. 13-year-old kid doesn't have an iPhone. He doesn't know what social media is. By the way,
now,
parents,
why did you do that?
Okay, great question. So there's
He kept doing that. Great question. Very good, Brett. He was glazing Brett Baer for at least 20 minutes, saying that Brett Baer's the greatest moderator that America's ever had. It was borderline embarrassing to watch. But it was working. Brett Baer asked him if he could represent him in a salary negotiation. How you doing, Ephra? Honestly, what exactly does PBD produce? I'm guessing PBD is a person that understands the whole economic system is fake and just runs with it. Grifters will grift, but ultimately this is the game for better or worse. That's the thing, and that's why I don't hate him. Because you're exactly right. PBD produces, I guess he produces some value depending on your perspective. Yeah, you can't hate as an anthropologist. We are Humboldt in the flesh. We are Humboldt's Baudrillardians. We are here to observe, to bear witness. We are not here to judge. And I guess his podcast produces value because it produces jobs, right? But he built that off of wealth from a pyramid scheme. But at the end of the day, does it matter? I mean, he bought... I'll do the PBD voice. PBD buys $1 million Patek Philippe ice on his wrist. That creates 20 jobs. So I guess PBD produces some value. It was just crazy to see him in person producing, because it's all just bullshit. And I love it. I love seeing bullshit that works, And they were all eating it up. How you doing, Arya? What's up? A little tired, but we're okay.
When we go to dinner, I catch myself, because social media is not only addicting to kids. We think we're not victims of it. You can be 50 years old and you see going like this. My dad is 83 years old.
Dude, I swear that whenever he would make these mundane points, I would hear, oh my God, he's so right. From everyone in the audience, dude. It was crazy. The event is over, so I'll admit it. Dude, I got the cheapest ticket, but I was sitting front row, basically. I was sitting in the 100, because I'm the finesse kid. I know how to make my way to the front. All right, I'll admit it. They can't do anything anymore. And I was just listening to, dude, it was actually kind of sad because it's a lot of like hustle culture victims, a lot of realtors, a lot of like public adjusters and stuff. And they're just trying to hustle. But this is not the forum for hustling, my friend. It's just kind of like, it's kind of sad. Because PBD is not going to tell a public adjuster how to get rich. He's just going to speak in parables. But he's kind of... Dude, I saw a guy taking notes. And I was like, dude, they're streaming it on YouTube. Why are you even taking notes? Blew my mind, bro. The power of this wizard. This is some high-level sorcery that PBD was pulling. Arya says PBD made his money selling life insurance. Right, but it was a pyramid scheme, Arya. Like, it wasn't even really selling life insurance. Which is, look, I respect it. Everybody's got to eat, as I always say. But seeing like these hustle culture guys, I met a guy who like is a property manager, has a small property management company. He's probably working like 80 hours a week to make 150 net, which is not enough for 80 hours a week. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing here, bro? I'm here to watch you, but what are you doing here? Audio 5 says, King Leo, your PBD impression haunts me. Well, I'm going to get it right. I'm practicing it in the shower because what I realized today is that he's a lot more subtle. I thought the accent was more pronounced, but it's a lot more subtle. It's not like, hello, my name is PBD. It's like, hello, my name is PBD. It's weird to get. It's a weird accent he has, but I'm going to nail it. Aria says PBD made his money selling insurance in low-income communities, but it was a pyramid scheme with most money being in the recruitment. Absolutely, absolutely, and more power to him. More power to him. Hey, that's a good strategy for life. If you ever see a pyramid scheme that you know is going to work, just be one of the first people there. I know a lot of people in Ecuador that were the first people to sign up to Herbalife. They're all rich. They're all rich. Let's continue because PBD had some real life lessons for raising kids, dude. Like, this was crazy to watch live.
He's on his phone all day. So this isn't like only something that's to kids. You don't need to be 18 to be addicted to cocaine or 82. Cocaine doesn't care how old you are. Do you understand what I'm saying? The same thing with phones. You read this book called Anxious Generation. Great book if you're a parent. If you have a daughter, whatever you do, order the book Anxious Generation. If you have a daughter, she's a teenager, do yourself and her a favor, order the book and listen to it, both you and your wife. You read the book and he starts talking about certain things. So I watch my kids' behavior of what they're going through. And I have very basic restrictions with my kids. We don't spoil our kids. I'm not a person that's going to go buy you everything and anything. It's not how we are. My kids, when it comes down to phones, none of them have a phone. My 9-year-old daughter, when she was 8 years old, all her friends except for one of them had a phone. Our kids don't have phones. I'm probably not going to give you social media. I don't know, 16 years old. I manage all of my kids' social media accounts. They all have an Instagram account on my phone. I'm running it. I'm posting it. When they turn 18, I'm going to hand it over to them. It's like, here you go, kickstart. I'm their social media manager, believe it or not. And I'm a pretty decent social media manager, right? That I'm managing this. You know why?
What? When I was like, what? You're reading DMs to your children for accounts you made them on Instagram? What? Because he's saying it's for his kids. It's not. It's to maximize the grift. Because he needs total control of his circle. But he's able to spin it with some powerful 33rd degree masonry wizardry. This is Harry Potter in the flesh. This is Severus Snape. To make you think it's for his kids' sake. What a clever devil, this PBD. All right, he says, I left my real estate broker because I think they were a pyramid scheme. I'm done with real estate. Need a new line of work. Yeah, the real estate stuff, it attracts a lot of people. Dude, and I don't blame. Like, I've seen people go into pyramid schemes and they really don't see it until later. But life insurance and real estate are the ones that are the most like pyramid scheming, at least in South Florida, which is like the scam capital. So don't feel bad about that, Arya. You want to leave that. Just get out of a pyramid scheme ASAP, unless you're the first one there.
That's important. When people DM, I see the DMs. Did you understand what happened right there? I see the DMs. We sit with our kids and we'll role play Brett. I'll talk to them and I'll say, let me ask you a question. What happens if one day a kid in school, this girl you really like, she's the hottest girl in school. She wants to date with you, but she wants you to do drugs with her. Do you do it? No.
Okay, so if you have children, ask them when they're going to date the hottest girl at school if they would do drugs with the hottest girl at school. This is the intellectual prowess of Mr. Bet David. I don't understand why you put it in a role play scenario with your children. But he's doing something right because it seems to be working.
Why wouldn't you do it? You want me to do it? No, I'm asking you why you wouldn't do it. Oh, I thought you want. No, I don't want you. I'm just asking, why wouldn't you do it? Why would I do it? I don't want to destroy my life. Now, what if you see your brother who's dating the hottest girl in school and they do drugs and you catch them? What do? Oh, I don't want to snitch. What do you think you do? Got to have a conversation. These are role play case studies. The same way. Who has an MBA here? Who went to school and got an MBA? If you got an MBA, how many case studies did you go through until you graduated? 200, 500, 1,000? You know it, right?
He's giving his kids an MBA education from the moment they're born with case studies about drug use and hot girls at school. Come, bro, this is epic. This is epic.
With kids, whenever we're out, we're always doing case studies. If your sister is dating a guy who puts his hands on her, what do you do? And you see they get hot. I said, what do you do? How do you handle it? If you see your teacher in school making fun of, what do you do? If you see somebody in school being bullied, what do you do? If you see your brother, they're making fun of them, what do you do? Do you join the crowd? Like, we have a couple rules. If Mike...
This house sounds like hell, dude. If you're a child and you're constantly being tested, this is hell. But he's making some real good, like, business psychos in that house. This probably works. I heard people saying after he spoke, they were like, I need to start doing that with my kids. You know, whispering that in English and Spanish. And I'm like, dude, all these kids are about to be master grifters. Be careful with your kids, man. Make your kids master grifters, because the devil works hard, but PBD works harder, dude. He works a lot harder.
Kids publicly make fun of one of my kids in front of their peers, they're not going to like me too much. You can make fun of each other when we're together, it's homie. Do it all day long. But if in public, you give those buttons that you know how to press on your brother, you do that publicly, oh, you're going to have a big problem with me. One time they did this, I brought him to the house. I said, let me tell you guys what we're going to be doing right now. So what's that? I said, right now I got a camera here, I got a camera here. You guys got 15 minutes to compliment each other. If it's a BS compliment, you lose video games for 3 months.
Dude, he's raising them in North Korea. His kids are doing struggle sessions with compliments. This was... I was surprised that DCF did not come in and be like, this is child abuse. You're describing child abuse. But no, everyone was like, this is so insightful. Thank you, PBD, for the great lessons in raising children.
Months. I want you to think about the sincerest compliment and give it to him. He gives you one, you give him one. He gives you one, you give him one. I put him in the closet, and I go take a shower. Also had some time with my wife, which is a strategy. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. When you got kids, you got kind of like, babe, this is a good opportunity. Let's go. So we handle our business. We handle our business. We got 4 kids, guys. I would keep my wife pregnant for 20 years if I could, but she's done. So I come back, and all of a sudden, 30 minutes later, they're still complimenting each other. I didn't stop them. It was the best exercise. I think we have to kind of take charge today, and we can't be distracted with the stuff that we're dealing with, because everyone's trying to attack your kids and confuse them, and we got to get ahead of them. We only have them for 18 years. After 18 years, you do not have control. It's too late. Between 0 and 18, we got to be very involved.
If you could, that's good stuff. If you could redesign high school.
This question is epic, and we're going to stop after this question. Because I know I saw this live, so it was different to me. Watching a restream is like, all right. But I saw it in person, dude, and I was like, this is fucking crazy. He's describing child abuse to the audience as a good form of child rearing. What the fuck? You know, it was wild. How you doing, YC? Effer says, not everyone in that household will survive, but that's his rules, I guess. This man truly believes in survival of the fittest. Truly baby eagle type energy. No, it's wild to see. Like, he is doing a Darwinian experiment with those children. It's not a normal childhood, but hey, man, he comes from the struggle. He knows what struggle is. So who am I to judge him? He made it. If I had the strength in me to set up a pyramid scheme as good as PHP, I wouldn't be. I would give away the secrets, because I know no one else can do it. No one else has the fortitude to make their kids do struggle sessions. No one else can. All right, he says, I think the kids are either going to go rogue and be annoyed at how controlling PBD is, or they're going to be like Don Jr. and Eric Trump and impersonate their dad so he is happy, pays for their lifestyle. I think you're completely right, Arya. It's one or the other. And I think it's going to be both. I think he has 4 kids. It'll be 2 and 2. How you doing, John? John, I'll put you in timeout again if you're being stupid today.
School to prepare students for the real economy. What would you add? What would you remove?
3 ways to fix the education system. What do you think PBD is going to say? What do you think he's going to say? Because this. When I heard this, I was like, dude, this man, I am experiencing something crazy here. This is crazy.
How would you do it?
High schools.
Well,
okay.
education.
So let's look at the problem. All right. So for us in our family, one of the most important pillars of our family is debate. Every night we debate. At dinner we debate. Everything is about debate. Our company, Valuetainment, if you come to our headquarters in Fort Lauderdale, 11 acres on the airport, you'll see the word debate everywhere. We debate things that don't even matter. We're always debating, right?
You already know I hate debating. And when I heard this, I was like, oh, I get it. PBD's role is to make he's worse than Charlie Kirk, dude. Rest in peace, sincerely. He's literally telling everyone to be debating about stupid shit all the time. That's literally what he just said. And he's saying that that's what we have to do in schools. We have to make people even more annoying, even more willing to defend stupid positions to make life better. That's how we reform the school system.
But do we have that in schools today, K through 12? I say no. Why not? Let me explain to you. Do you know K through 12 English teachers, for every dollar they give to a political party, 98 cents is given to the Democratic Party. Only 2 cents to the Republican Party.
He goes on about this for like, I don't even know what this has to relates with debate.
Debate. Schools don't have debate. And these teachers have tenure. The first thing I would do is remove tenure. Let teachers get fired. Some of these bad teachers need to get fired. Why are we keeping them? Why are we so worried about firing bad teachers? If you're a bad teacher, go work at the DMV. Go make IDs. Go do something else. I've met some teachers that are horrible. There should be government employees working at the DMV with you can wait 2 hours.
The valuetainment curriculum is what they need at schools. This is what I heard him pitching here. The mayor is there. Miami-Dade County Public Schools are about to implement valuetainment curriculum. This was crazy to see in person, dude. Everyone was like, he's right. We should make our kids debate. How about we let our kids be kids? How about that? Why do you want your kid to come home to debate you? I want my kid to get home and shut the fuck up and just have fun because he's a kid. The problem with schools was that kids weren't debating enough. But hang on, because the final solution is crazy.
Excuse me, sir? What did you say? Get back to the line. These teachers need to go work at the DMV. It's a great career. You get good benefits from the government. You get a 457 plan. But it's not for everybody. That's one. Teachers should get fired. Bad teachers fired, the bottom 20%. That's not going to sit well. Watch the unions come after me. You're a horrible person. It's his fault. He asked me the question.
Sorry.
I'm just telling you what I'm thinking about, right?
Fair and balanced.
I want debate. I want recognizing and lifting up the right heroes. When you and I were kids, our parents built somebody up as a hero. And you would look up at them, right? You're like, man, one day I want to grow up and be like this person because somebody built them in heroes. Public schools, who are teachers turning into heroes? Who? They're bashing capitalists. They're bashing job creators. They're bashing rich people. They're bashing those people. And they're highlighting who? Everybody else? I think there is no debate. I would remove the bad teacher.
Very cool. We need to have posters of Jeff Bezos at school. That's what we should be idolizing. Dude, this to me, like, we should make him education czar in Florida to see how it turns out. Jeff Bezos debate, and what's the last thing he's going to say? How you doing at everything? I don't think anything can fix the schools. I completely agree, dude. But these solutions were just in person. I was like, I'm losing my mind here because everyone else is like, PBD's a genius, bro.
I would talk more about who to marry, how to marry, because nowadays people have no clue who to marry, how to
We have to tell kids who to marry and how to marry, okay?
marry. Before I got married, my wife and I, on our second date, I went to Borders and I bought her a book. The book was called 101 Questions to Ask Before You Get Engaged. I gave it to her. I had done the exercise with that book with 3 other girls. I said, look, I have all my answers. I want you to go through it. She did. A week later.
Bow before this psycho, dude. Imagine pulling up to the first Hinge date. Hey, I have this physical book for you. 101 questions to ask before we get engaged. Fill it out. Dude, do we live in India or something? Like, what the fuck is this? This networking session was insane, dude. Like, everyone glazing this solution.
We sat down 6 hours. We went through everything. I said, I think I'm going to marry this girl. Then we got married. So we have to teach how to marry. We have to teach about having kids. And we have to teach the tax code because
and that's where we're going to Schizo Watch. Because when he said we have to teach the tax code, he said We have to teach kids the tax code so they can know how to vote. So PBD is a very effective propagandist. I'm proud of him. I'm glad I got to see him live. Once in a lifetime opportunity. Just to be in the presence of such sorcery. Worth it. Worth every penny, man. And it was free in the end for me. And I got good seats. So how about it? Audi Vibe says, I mean, why not? Florida's public school ranking cannot get any worse. We might as well try PBD's public school idea, and we should also try his Israel idea. I think it's a good idea. I completely agree. And I Hate Everything says we need a Piers Morgan class, my friend. I don't trust PBD, but Piers Morgan, absolutely agree. Absolutely. We need Piers Morgan teaching debate and rhetoric. All right. It's time for Schizo Watch, man. My producer came in clutch today because I was at this conference all day, dude. All day. So we have a lot of good Schizo Watch. Thanks to the producer. The English producer. Let's start with this. Look at these AI tombstones they're making in Persia. And people are saying it's weird. Dude, this is amazing. We have vanquished death. We now have AIU in perpetuity. Let's watch this. This is in Persian. I don't speak Persian, but you'll get the idea.
اولین سنگ مزار مجهز به هوش مصنوعی در کل ایران. فقط کافیه که عکس مرحومتون رو به ما بدید تا ما براتون یه همچین صحنه خلق کنیم.
خانواده مهربونم، من همیشه کنارتونم. یه فاتحه برام کافیه. اگر میخواید قلبم شاد بشه به نیازمندان کمک کنید.
چقدر زیبا میشه که وصیت‌نامه‌های شهدا رو از زبون خودشون بشنویم. مانند این ویدیویی که میبینید.
من شهید علیرضا دلوی هستم. از شهدای بلفجر 8. مادرم در بیمارستان هست و به دعاهای شما نیاز داره. براشون دعا کنید. اینجایی هم که ما هستیم دستمون بسته نیست. جبران میکنیم.
تامین برق این هوش مصنوعی با انرژی خورشیدی همچنین یک وای فای با حجم نامحدود 1 ساله و یک اشتراک 1 ساله هوش مصنوعی روی این کار تقدیم حضورتون. قیمت پک هوش مصنوعی
You get the gist. What bothers me about this is how did the Muslims beat us at the Badralardian game? How did the Shia Muslims beat us at this? This is awesome. I want to go to Iran and get this commissioned right now. I want them to bury me and have AI Leo there to answer questions from the IRS. This is the perfect solution. Am I even alive anymore, dude? Go check the tombstone. The tombstone has me there. You'll get all the same answers. It's my LLM. This is awesome. This is a solution to our problems. We should all have AI gravestones immediately. We should all have AI graves. Only the true warrior has died 1,000 deaths. And with an AI tombstone, ChatGPT powered, then we win. Why not? Can't get any worse. You're telling me this is weirder than embalming someone and watching them for a few hours? No, you're just used to that. This is at least practical. I can go to my 12-year-old deceased son, as he's showing here, and have a conversation. Are you going to tell me it's not real? Was it even real when he was alive?
We live in hell. We live in the gutter.
We're in hell, brother. I don't know what you did to get here, but we're here. And we got to keep going on. We got to keep it going. Arya says it's like a gay Elon Musk. Yeah, I don't know why they chose Elon Musk, but it's pretty funny that they did that. I Hate Everything says died of ligma. Dude, I would have mine, my AI one, it would just say racial slurs. That type of humor, like, do you know, can these nuts fit in your mouth? And just tell the IRS that I'm out of money because I'm dead. That would be the whole thing I would put. It'd be the best. People would visit. They'd be like, this is the best AI tombstone. This is awesome, you know? Arya says, scary. It's like when Puerto Ricans dress up dead people. They do that in Venezuela too. Yep, yeah, Arya. But that's what I'm saying is this is not as weird as that. This is even better. This is better. Because it's not messy. It's not gross. And in fact, why even bury the bodies? We can just bury the coffin and put the AI tombstone. What a great idea. Persia, you've done it once again. Let's continue with Schizo Watch. This was pretty crazy for the Mamdani heads. Mia Khalifa's in politics again. And she tweeted, I'm flying to New York tomorrow. Is there a grace period before Sharia law kicks in, or do I have to veil when I land? I don't know if there's any Mia Khalifa fans here or people who are unfamiliar with who she is. Okay. Mia Khalifa is an adult actress. I don't think she should be the one talking about modesty. You can call me sexist. You can say that I'm not forgiving, that I'm not a real Christian, whatever that means. All right, go ahead. Go ahead. I can't tell if this is in favor of Mamdani or against. I like some of the Mia Khalifa sports takes. What the fuck does she know about politics? And people are reminding her of her career. Who's talking about a hijab? Because she famously became a known actress for blaspheming Islam and doing a film as an adult film in a hijab. So doubly, why is she talking about it? Because it's all about attention. To paraphrase Andy Warhol, in the future, everyone will have their 15-minute sex tape and they're going to get rich off it. And that's how we're living, man. This is just the world. This is just the world. Great stuff. Let's continue. We have Homeland Security here. Dude, I have a feeling at this point that Homeland Security is just a bunch of gay guys or something. How does this not remind you of, like, let's pull up the video. Let's pull up the video. How does this not remind you of this?
Do you like suffering or do you just deal with suffering?
I like to get a bunch of men together.
Okay.
Men that are the hardest of the hard. And I want to be with these men. And I want to see them suffer. Because I'm.
So this is what DHS is doing. DHS wants a lot of strong, hard men to protect the West by joining ICE. Strong, hard men. We need to be together with these strong, hard men in order to deport these weak, fruit-picking Browns. Okay, this is what we have to do. We need all these strong men at the ICE camp working out, juicing on that trend. Maybe a little Greco-Roman lifestyle. That's what DHS wants. All right? Ephra says, I've never heard of her. Who is she? Don't Google Mia Khalifa, Ephra. Don't do it. I everything says wanted by the most terrorist organizations in the world. Absolutely. I don't think Mia Khalifa is one to talk about politics. I'm sorry. I just don't think her career choices allow her to do it. Arya says a lot of strong, hard men. Yeah, we need a lot of hard, strong men to deport the brown fruit pickers. That's what we need. This propaganda, this is ridiculous. Come on, man. Come on. I even says DHS is like, be like Doomslayer. Yeah, man. It's. Thank you, Christy Nome. Here we have a great edit that people made of Randy Fine, who's one of our heroes on this channel. Okay, Randy Fine, one of the greatest wrestling heels of all time. Randy Fine will save us. Let's watch. For the replays, I'm probably going to have to mute the song.
Jews have been kicked out of every country we've ever lived, and it's never been our own fault. And there are people who would like to do the same to us here. And unfortunately, some of them are in our own party. But I can promise you this, as long as I'm in Congress, they ain't gonna win.
The greatest, dude. You know he's sitting at home loving this. This is the greatest. Dude, if you're not a Randy Fine appreciator, are you really a Baudrillardian? This is the greatest heel of all time. Who else would say this type of shit, dude? Only a man in the arena. Only a man in the arena. I hate everything says Randy Fine the Hebrew Hammer. Yeah, dude, like the Hebrew Hammer, he will take the slings and arrows. He is the best. Thank you, Ari. I thank the producer. The producer helped us out. I was busy with the conference. PBD doubled down on his Israel strategy. Let's watch.
This is going to be the craziest idea I'm going to put out there. And please, if you support it, cut it, clip it, put it on X, and let's see what people say about it. I believe the way to save Israel, for them to be humble, is Israel needs a roast like the Tom Brady roast. Wow. Put Netanyahu in the middle, bring Kevin Hart, Andrew Schultz, Dave Smith, Bill Toney, bring Shane Gillis, bring all of these comedians and let them do a 3-hour roast on Israel. Let them make so much fun of them, so much of it, and if you can take it, then the world is finally going to be like, all right, let's move on. We got it out of our system. Yeah. But they won't let it happen. This is going to be the craziest idea I'm going to...
Where was PBD during the Clinton administration? PBD would have got the Oslo Accords sorted out. I'm glad he's doubling down on this. People are making fun of it. People are making fun of it. Again, is it the worst idea? No, it's not. It's not. Let's continue. Dude, this one here, Isabella Moody. There's going to be foul language here, okay? I don't know what has happened where people are just so comfortable posting racial slurs online. Let's just watch this because this is getting 12K likes. Let's watch what people are saying.
Yikes. But who's going to protect you from him? From that nigger? Have you heard the stats, bitch? Do you read them? Numbers don't lie, bitch, okay? All right. Looks like we have another future single mother right here, and hopefully she stays unbeaten. Praying for you, girl.
Why? What is this, dude? This Botoxed, caked up lip filler. Now, you have to understand why Mark Lamont Hill was so pissed, man. That time. How? It's not your relationship. Why do you care? Why do you care? Why do you care? Everyone is way too... Because it's part of schizophrenia. It's part of the schizophrenication of this country. Why would you care about someone else's decisions? Oh, they affect me. Bro, go make some money. And to judge people like this, I think the TikTok is stupid, obviously, because I think all TikToks are stupid. But why so comfortable with the racial slurs, Miss Moody? Why would you do that? People can come after you. I can come after you, tell you that Botox makes you look like a psychopathic freak. But I don't care about your life. And this is going viral, dude. People love this kind of shit, especially on Instagram. Especially on Instagram. It's fucking wild, dude. Effer says, Little Dark Age is the ultimate black pill song of the century and probably the whole millennium. It's a great song, though. MGMT, I love MGMT. New Tame Impala today, Ephra. If you like MGMT. Kids is great. What's another good MGMT, man? Enjoy yourself. Take only what you need from me. I love MGMT. They're great. How you doing, Schofield? Oh, the sage of the multi-level negotiations. Dude, when I was at the conference, I swear, because Steve Witkoff was there, and he said, I can't say who, but we have another signatory to the Abraham Accords. You're learning this now. And I was like, whoa, I have a source. It was Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan. That was the big... And when he said it, people around me were like, oh my God. Kazakhstan. Thank you, Borat. And everything says, as Schofield says, add anime face. Yeah, it's like these freaks are targeting the other freaks, and it's just a freak off in this country. It's a freak off. And everything says, the world is becoming an old school Call of Duty lobby. IG is better than TikTok. IG is definitely better than TikTok. I can't handle TikTok, man. But you're right. Like, it's becoming a Call of Duty lobby, and I'm not exactly comfortable with it. And speaking of that, let's start here with one of our favorite people, one of our favorite schizophrenics, Valentina Gomez, posted this today. If something happens to me, it's the Muslims. Okay. Who? The Muslims. All right. That's an interesting group. Which one of the Muslims? It's just the Muslims. Okay. I'm requesting Kash Patel to personally oversee this investigation and provide me with an FBI security detail. Hey, she's requesting our tax money, all right? Bongino, Charlie Kirk, and I have the same opinions regarding Islam. Now they want me dead. Trump was shot. Charlie Kirk was murdered. Conservatives are next. And she posted this nice picture here with threats. Someone Kirk her. It's just a bunch of threats. What? It was at that moment where I wondered, what did Valentina Gomez do to make the Muslims that mad? Well, let's see her videos from today. Let's see what she's posting. Let's see her very reasonable videos that are not inflammatory at all and would not make anyone angry who's religious. Let's see.
We need to kick all the Muslims out of the Republican Party.
Oh, great star. We need to kick all... Fucking dude, we live in hell. Like, this is getting... I think she's going to win at some point, dude. She's going to win at some point. We need to... Let's start over. I'm just going to let this play because it's pure schizophrenia right into your brain.
We need to kick all the Muslims out of the Republican Party starting today. Because these Muslims will never assimilate to the American way of life. They hate our bacon, our flag, our military, and even our dogs. And to be honest with you, they're just a bunch of inbred pedophiles. And unlike Andrew Cuomo, I will never pander to these jihadis by going to a mosque, to the illegals, or to the groomers that want to chop off the genitals of your children and turn them gay. So to the productive members of society, my congressional race is no longer a slide on your deck. For me, this is just an election, but for you, this is your life. And at the end of the day, politics is the only place where I can be myself and say whatever is in my beautiful heart. So let me put it this way. You risk the lives of your children, your businesses, and you have way more to lose if you don't help me get to Congress. The ball's in your court. God bless you all.
It's idiocracy, dude. We are at... This is the end of the line, folks. This is the end of the line. I didn't know the reason the Republican Party was doing so bad was because of all the Muslims in the Republican Party. And they hate bacon and dogs. That's not all she posted today. I hate everything. Says if she had a brain, she would know a lot of Muslims are socially conservative. This is a grift, right? I mean, and all the comments are, be safe. These inbred pedos are violent and ugly, to be honest. Oh, I didn't know you were being honest. Thank you. I'm sending you a nice big donation. Dude, we are appealing to the lowest common denominator. You live in public school. That's what this country is now. Schofield says, powered by Jesus. Right, Jesus, famously a Muslim-hating... I guess there were no Muslims back then. With the bullet. I hate everything says he respects the open hate. I respect it too. I'm glad she says it. If you're a Muslim, you know to get the fuck away from her. I like that. You're right. But it's a little inflammatory. She could just say, hey, I don't like Muslims. I hate you and I hope you all die. That would be enough. But the bacon, America, dog-hating Muslims. And what else is she doing to mend relations in this country, make us happier, make everything better? Let's watch this video she put out today.
You look fucking transgender, bro. Ugly ass transgender.
Never bet against Elon Musk. He has created thousands of American jobs. One thing is clear. These gay liberals produce nothing, but the only thing they do is bitch.
This is like pro Marie Antoinette. In the Versace sunglasses, in the Cybertruck. Just let them... I don't like protests, dude, but leave them alone. How is this helpful to the country? This is just making everyone crazy. And for this reason, we have to pay for her security that Kash Patel's going to provide. Because she's just a normal person. She's not doing anything provocative that would elicit people that are crazy, sure, to call for violence. No, this is a normal person, right? This is a normal person. Okay. Everything says, Arya says, she has such a heavy accent. She's judging other people. She's trying to make this country Christian nationalist. What a fool, because other Republicans want to make USA white Christian. That's what I don't get. I'm really confused at the continued Latino support. I understand, dude, because they've been doing stuff, even if, look, I get it. You don't like illegal immigration. I know a lot of Latinos that hate illegal immigration. I'm not a huge fan of illegal immigration. But when you're buying phone records to find people in the street, that's where I draw a line. That's where I go, hey, this is kind of stepping into weird NSA territory. I don't like this. But all right. Effort says, it seems that in this world, you're either one of three things: grifter, black-pilled, and disillusioned, or an anthropologist. And you got to choose anthropologist every time, man. Or a grifter. Grifter's a good choice. Black-pilled, not worth it. And Arya, yes, I think that this is, for her, it's a grift, but it is an op to make the country even crazier. Let's continue.
See, this is Nick.
They put a Nick Fuentes billboard truck outside of the Heritage Foundation. Dude, whoever's doing the Israel propaganda is just, they dropped the ball, dude. Hire better people, because this is just ridiculous.
It's crazy. This is Nick Fuentes, man. It's right in front of the Heritage Building. This is crazy. This is in D.C. It's Nick Fuentes. It's crazy. This is Nick.
No comment there, dude. It's just, dude, I don't know what happened. I really, people of the Jewish faith tend to be good at advertising and media. They really dropped the ball here, dude. This is just pathetic. It's pathetic, man. How do you not see you're going to get flack for doing stuff like this, dude? You're going to get flack. Did the Mahmoud Khalil thing go good for you? It didn't. What is going on? Where are the talented guys on this side that are good at propaganda besides Netanyahu? Where are they? Let's continue. We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to. No. Let's, a little lighter note here. We have the master rage baiter, Piers Morgan, interviewing Ronaldo. Let's watch a clip. They're both great rage baiters, dude.
Debate, right? Whether Messi is. I say Messi's not even the best Argentinian. Maradona was better than him.
How many World Cups win Argentina before Messi? How many? I don't know. 2 times?
Yeah, maybe 2, I think.
Yeah, but it's normal. These countries that are used to win big competitions, Brazil, if they win the World Cup, they will surprise the world. No. If the Portugal win the World Cup, which is possible, they will shock the world. Yes. But
this interview is 2 hours of rage bait. At one point, he says, Ronaldo, can I touch your abs? It's an amazing interview. So good. Let's check in on Steve Bannon, who says everyone's getting arrested.
And I will tell you right now, as God is my witness, if we lose the midterms and we lose 2028, some in this room are going to prison, myself included. They're not going to stop. They're getting more and more and more radical. And we have to counter that. And what do we have to counter it with? We have to counter it with more action, more intense action, more urgency. We're burning daylight. If you look across every aspect of this, we have to codify what President Trump has done by executive order.
I don't know if Steve Bannon means this. He tends to be more literal. But at this point, yeah, I understand why President Newsom, American Psycho President, please, President Newsom, please bless us, would not put people in jail. Dude, you know planes are crashing into each other right now because of the shutdown on the tarmac? People are not getting paid. People are getting screwed. You don't think that's going to make people a little angry and want to put you in jail? So I'm glad Steve Bannon's at least saying it, because this will give cover for when it happens. But dude, some of these people are going to go to jail if the Democrats take power. But at this point, they're taking every precaution to avoid that. So I guess it never really mattered at all. Everything says, I didn't know Ronaldo spoke English. Yeah, man, he's done a few interviews with Piers. They're pretty good. They're pretty funny. Oh my God, dude, we have. Let's watch this. Let's watch our what our DHS secretary reposted. God bless self-deportations.
Self-deportations, come on. God bless self-deportations. Self-deportations, come on. God bless self-deportations. Self-deportations, come on.
Our wonderful DHS secretary quote tweeted it and said, celebrating 1.6 million self-deportations, use CBP Home to get a free flight home, $1,000 exit bonus, and preserve potential opportunity to return the right way. And she links to it. First of all, who is this for? Who finds this funny? Okay? Who is this? Who's the audience here? Look, we have MAGA people on this channel. That's fine. I don't care. You're allowed to be MAGA. That's cool. Is this funny to you? Is this... The economy's in the shitter. Like, how is this funny? And you know what? If this is true, if we have this many deportations, and the economy's still in the shitter, then I guess it wasn't the fruit picking mechanics. I guess it was someone else. And for the secretary to... Dude, they are pissing off the libs. And it's like performative sadism. Richard Spencer pointed that out. And this is not... Also, I don't even get it anymore, okay? Because I understand if you want to deport people and you want them to stay out of the country. But they're saying deport them so that they can come back legally. So what was the problem? Was the problem a clerical error? What was the actual problem? Because if it were like, no, we want you out, we want a white country, I get it. I respect that, all right? Maybe I don't agree, but I respect what you're saying. But what we're saying here is we want you to come back, just do it with the right paperwork. Kick them out or let them in. They went on about how it was a crime. I don't understand what's going on. Effer says, no, I think Bannon means it. In the end, he does not want to be alone when politics swings the other way around, but living conditions are ultimately not improving, so people are giving up on MAGA. I've seen a lot of people give up on MAGA, man. Completely agree, Efra. Like, the economy is not getting better. The job market is bad, and people are starting to get mad. Completely agree. Arya says, do you think they're going to do immigration reform? I don't believe Trump will help people get back in only if they have money. Well, they already did immigration reform, right? Because now you pay $1 million, you get the Trump gold card. Which seems to me to be a worse form of immigration. Why would you want... Well, no. Obviously, you want the best grifters in the world to show up. But that's immigration reform by other means. I don't know, because he's also backpedaling on deporting like people who work in hotels. I think the whole thing is ad hoc at this point. I don't really know. I hate everything. I love the video. It's stupid, but funny stupid. Look, you're right. It is like... it is kind of funny. But this is below the DHS secretary retweeting. I mean, I get what you mean. It is kind of funny that someone would take the time to make this. And telling people to come back, but I can't. It's too much, man. I'm running out of steam, man. I'm running out of steam. I can't do it. Schofield says deportees are not hanging out on X. Yeah, so you're right. Why would they post this? The people getting deported are not hanging out on X watching this. They don't even speak fucking English. So why would you... Whatever. All right, let's continue. Here we're getting to real Marie Antoinette territory, real Louis XVI, Benny Johnson. Breakfast of champions at Mar-a-Lago. They don't mess around here. There's an entire breakfast turkey, straight up carnivores.
I just want everyone to know that they don't mess around with breakfast at Mar-a-Lago. Look at this. Horchata and a new special, breakfast turkey. An entire breakfast turkey. Yes! Carnivores here at Mar-a-Lago. Yes, amazing. I just want everyone to know that...
I think that beef is at an all-time high. Why is... Look, it's fine if you do this. It's fine. I get it. The rich eat better. The people in power eat better. That's cool. Why would Benny Johnson post this? Immediately, the first response, Marie Antoinette. Let them eat pork. Like, this is where we're getting to. Why would Benny Johnson think this is a good idea to post? Benny Johnson might be one of those people arrested that Bannon's saying, why would you post this? People are not doing good. I haven't said I thought it would be McDonald's. Me too. I thought they'd be trying to save money during government shutdown. No. Breakfast turkey? Valentina wouldn't like that. She would not like that. We need ham, pork, no Muslim turkey. Oh boy. Oh boy. Destiny, I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that. Oh, this one's pretty good here. So, someone succinctly said, they doing cracker we was kangs now. Listen, I love white people. If Jesse Lee Peterson asked me, King Leo, do you like white people? I love white people. Full stop. I love white people. Okay? White people are cool. White people are now doing we was kangs edits about white culture. And as someone who grew up in a French education system, I know that it's more ethnic than racial, but let's see what the we was kangs of white people is. There is so much here. We have the paganism and the Catholics and the Prots. These are people who hated each other. The Catholics massacred the Huguenots. The pagans were converted. Can't white Americans just be proud of their stuff? Like this retconning of European history, all under the banner of white, is really something, because in America it kind of makes sense. You know, there's white culture here. White people have a common experience here. But now they're claiming it's literally we was kangs. We built the pyramids. Well, I don't think you did. I think it was North Africans, but no, it was us. And we were Beethoven. We was kangs for white people. White people, I love you, white people, but be proud of being like a cowboy and George Washington and Abraham Lincoln and Jefferson Davis, even like your stuff. If you showed this to a European, they would laugh. They would not understand what you mean by white culture in this. But all right, let's continue. Here we have Tucker Carlson's hard-hitting journalism. Tucker read 50 Shades of Grey so you don't have to. Here's what he found with Chris Williamson. Thank you, Tucker. Thank you, Tucker. You are the intellectual of our time for reading 50 Shades of Grey. People are watching this, man. Let's take a light break here. People are discovering Charlie Kirk is still alive.
Huh? He has like a cannon.
Guess what, bro?
Quote tweeted, truly one of the most undignified deaths in recent times. Instant death fully on video. Wife turns your funeral into a WWE event. The youth will only remember you for AI edits of you as different rappers. Well, that means he's immortal, so that's kind of cool, huh? Charlie Kirk the Immortal. It's kind of like George Floyd. This happened with George Floyd first. I'm sure you've seen the George Floyd memes about the Fent reactor and the George Droid. And this is, honestly, this is probably the best way of coping with death in this hyper-real age. We have to just embrace the silliness of it. Let people live on as AI rappers. Why not? This is awesome. The WWE event, I do agree with. That was distasteful, but this is just coping, and that's fine. That's fine by me. Let's continue. We got Andrew Cuomo's daughter here. We got Andrew Cuomo's daughter with a message.
Are you Bella Cuomo, Andrew Cuomo's niece?
Yes.
Wow, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. You know, we ran a great campaign, and no matter how it goes, we're winners.
Right. And so you're hoping for the best?
Obviously, I'm hoping for the best, but I feel good about what we did and the message that we put out. And, you know, if you feel good about what you did, then you feel good about what you did.
How is candidate Andrew as an uncle?
He's a great uncle. I mean, we've definitely gotten closer. I actually had a really great time working for him. And yeah, it was stressful, but it was also fun, and we had a good work culture. I really liked everyone on the team, and that's all you can ask.
Let's say he doesn't win. What do you think he'll do?
He does like consulting and stuff. He does fine, but this is what he loves, and this is what he was meant to do.
The Cuomos have good genes, huh? That's his niece. How much money? She is way too happy to have worked on a campaign. How much money did they grift off this campaign? Good for her. At least Cuomo's family gets to eat off of it too. Bill Ackman, you're feeding this Italian woman here. You're feeding this Italian woman. Good genes. Maybe the Cuomos should have gone into modeling. I guess Chris kind of did it with CNN. Arya says that Charlie Kirk is better looking. Yeah. Charlie Kirk was Richard Spencer said Charlie Kirk was not intelligent, but he wasn't dumb. He wasn't good looking, but he wasn't ugly. He was kind of nothing. And I think that's the best description of him. Everything says George Droid's my favorite. George Droid is a really funny one. Here we have, this is real schizo, bro. Like, the Republicans, I don't want to call them Republicans. The online right is just openly posting stuff that is so pathetic. It's so let's return. And they're really embracing the let's abolish the 19th Amendment, repeal the 19th. Which, whether you agree or disagree, guess what? It's not going to happen. So you might as well go get your favorite sock and sit in your bed and pull up a prawn on your phone and do that instead of making these videos, because these videos are just scaring the hoes. These are hoe scaring videos. Let's see what Dale Patridge put out, a pastor, about the 19th Amendment. Because, by the way, they're blaming women for Mamdani winning. I blame the guy who killed tens of thousands of people. But all right, let's see what they have to say now that women are the reason Mamdani won, which obviously played a part, the female vote. Let's see.
Is it good that women can vote in America? I don't think so, and here's why. Nearly every legalized moral atrocity of the last 100 years was made possible by the female vote. Abortion and homosexuality would likely still be illegal if not for the female vote. Mass immigration and the welfare state rode on the backs of the female vote. Nearly every modern Democrat, including Obama and Biden, were elected because of the female vote. Even last night, the new Muslim New York City mayor, Mamdani, won specifically because of the female vote. The 19th Amendment has been a moral and political tragedy for America, but why? Women were not made to lead, but to follow and to feel. This is God's design, and it's good within the family and the household. But emotions cannot be what is used to rule and govern a nation. Statistically and generally speaking, women vote for whatever feels most kind or peaceful or safe to their emotions. Women crave security and comfort, and whoever promises those things wins their loyalty. The problem is evil men know this, and they exploit it. For example, women are twice as likely to men to be seduced into an affair. They are 26% more likely to be financially scammed online. They are 3 times more likely to fall prey to psychics and tarot card readings and astrology and mediums. The same emotional vulnerability that shows up there also shows up in politics. Many call it suicidal empathy. So I believe that we should return to the household vote, where women share their thoughts with their fathers or their husbands, and the men in their life make the final decision. Men are not perfect, but they are far more fit to rule with logic, and they are less likely to be deceived in political matters. So I don't believe that we should repeal the 19th Amendment because I don't love women. I believe we should repeal the 19th Amendment because I love America, and I love American women enough to protect them and our nation from their political exploitation.
Thank you for the hoe-scaring video, Pastor. Catholicism vindicated. Are they going to repeal the 19th Amendment? Are they going to do it? No, they're not. It's not possible. So why even post this? To piss people off? And women are starting to get, like John Lennon, I can't say the name of the song on YouTube, but you know the song, okay? You know the song. Dude, I don't think it's, and to take it even further, who gave women the right to vote? It was men. So if there's anyone to blame, it's the men who did it. Okay, why are you mad if he's saying that women can't control their nature? Then it's not their fault. It's the scorpion on the frog, right? That's the truth that he's saying. So we're just putting out hoe-scaring videos because woman got Mamdani elected. Dude, we live in hell. Why are you... If you're in prison and you get into a fight, you're in prison. You're an idiot for getting into the fight. Just scaring the hoes. Can a woman breathe? Dude, women are getting the short end of the stick. And I'm never like a feminist type or something like that. But I'm just saying this, like, constantly, it's all women's fault. You let them vote. I think Ronald Reagan and like George Bush won despite the woman vote. So I don't think it's all women's fault. Furthermore, if this were true, and my producer has brought this up to me before, because we've talked about it, wouldn't this mean that the countries that have the most restrictions on women would be doing best? Like Saudi Arabia up until a few years ago, or Afghanistan. But that's not what's happening. The most powerful countries in the world have some sort of woman vote. So if this is the case, if this is true, reality tells us that it's not exactly the case. Women are not, excluding women does not make your country more powerful. In fact, including them has made America the most powerful country in the world. So I'm not here to white knight. I'm not here to say women are perfect. But all I'm saying is that these hoe-scaring videos, I don't understand what the point of them is, man. Just to make men and women more mad at each other. Oh, we need more of that. Thank you very much. I had everything says Chris Cuomo shooting gold. Dude, for real, man, because I did not expect that to be Cuomo's niece. Schofield says they're about to trigger the era of revisionist fatigue. Yeah, dude, because it's all historical revisionism. In the sense, you know, before women had the vote, they're the reason that prohibition happened. Okay, and I'm actually a prohibition defender. But it's not like they won't have any influence. They're going to have a lot more influence, actually. Women have done a lot of things throughout history without the vote. So I think this is a scapegoat. I think this is just a hoe-scaring video. What's the point of putting this out? Can a woman breathe? Can a woman breathe? I get it. If you're angry at women, that's cool, man. Like that's fine. A lot of people are angry at women. I'm not saying women are perfect. I'm not saying men are perfect. But I don't think that a woman vote is why things are going so bad. I think it's just because we live in hell. We live in the gutter. Okay? We live in hell.
We live in hell. We live in the gutter.
I hate everything says, in other words, go back to the kitchen. Right. He might as well just post that meme, right? The astrology thing, for sure. For sure. Palm reading and all that. Obviously, it's more feminine. And I see a lot of girls that get into the astrology stuff and the rock stuff and all that. So it's interesting. Arya says, men are too emotional. That's why they get into wars and beat up their spouses. I don't agree with this guy. I don't know, Arya. I don't think it's... I think the average person is the hell. You know, it's not really even by gender. We just live with average people all around us. And that's what makes it hell. Is the average... Imagine George Carlin, right? Imagine the average person. You know how dumb they are? And half the people are dumber than that. And that's across genders, you know? All right, it's getting pretty late. So we'll leave some more for Schizo Watch. Well, I think we can end with this one here because we got to get to the actual stories. Oh, dude, but this one's so good. This one's... all right, we'll end with this. This one here. Bro, this is so good. You're going to judge this guy. You're going to say, this guy is mean. He shouldn't be... This man is saving homeless people from re-entering hell. I have a new appreciation of the homeless, of the vagrants, of the drug addicted. These are people escaping our hell. The junkie is in his mind. He's having a good time here. And you trying to rehabilitate him, so what? So he could get a job at Starbucks? Fuck you. So this guy here is doing the work of God. Let's see what he's doing here.
Hell yeah, bro. Here you go. Here you go. I got you.
Let's get a red.
A red one here. Yeah, I'll hand it to you. Here you go. Here, I'm gonna hand these out. This one, which one? This one? All right, he's got one right there. Here, I'm gonna go hand this over there. Here, all right. I got it. So. There we go. All right, guys. Alcohol was free. Hell yeah. I told you. Everything was free. We gonna come back in a little while. Hell yeah. Oh shit. We come back every day. All right.
This is the work of a missionary. This is a modern day missionary, dude. Bringing the homeless more alcohol, more cigarettes. What are you going to bring them? A job application? A mortgage? Debt slavery? This is a better lifestyle than the average lifestyle in this country at this point. I see junkies all the time, dude. I see them driving around. They look like dementors. But they're having fun. Are you having fun? I think they're doing better than most people. Junkies are out there having fun. Are you having fun? Let the junkies be junkies. What's the big deal? Oh, it'll hurt their family. Nihilist. They are having fun. They'll die younger. Work your whole life in an office to get carpal tunnel and diabetes. Are they living that bad of a lifestyle? And I'll admit, dude, I've done similar stuff. Whenever a homeless guy asks me for a cigarette, who am I to deny him his cigarette? When he asks me for money, do I tell him, don't spend this on alcohol? Let him live his life. He's coping with the world. Can a homeless man breathe? Come on. Taupe, what's up, Taupe? Did you see the Rizzler sandwich? I did see the Rizzler sandwich. I was going to include that in Schizo Watch, but we got to move on, man. I did see the Rizzler sandwich. That was awesome. That was so funny. We are in hell, dude. We're really in hell. Effer says, I agree. This has the opposite effect that they think they are trying to achieve. The reason why the grifters are getting more brazen is because the Twitter, these voices are loudest. This is a mistake. Everyone's true beliefs are mostly quiet and will not vote or go against their interests. Yeah. Social media has made this worse, and I do agree with you, man, because I've read about how women influenced society in the past. If you really hate women, you would want them voting. They banned alcohol. That was women that did that. And I think they were justified in doing that, but that was women without the vote. So, I don't know. I think it's so silly. It's so silly, like the woman argument. I even think this is better than injection sites. This is better than injection sites, dude. A bottle of vodka and a couple of Newports? Bring me some Camel Unfiltereds or some Pall Mall Unfiltereds. I don't like the cigarette filters. But this is better than an injection site. Dude, this is cheaper. And they get to have a good time. Are we not here to have a good time? Are you here for a good time or are you here for a bad time? Because we're in the Caliuga either way. I'm here for a good time. Taupe says, nah, bro, got the block pass after that. Dude, they're going to protect him till the end of days. You got to make friends with the homeless, man. You got to do it. You got to do it. All right, says, yeah, I don't actually believe men are more emotional. I'm just hashing out. Don't take away my vote, bro. That would piss me off. Oh, Ari, I completely disagree. I wish they took all of our votes. It'd be awesome. Please take away all of our votes. Joseph Stalin, if you can hear me, please take away all of our votes. I don't want people voting. Everyone, please. I would. People not voting would be awesome, Arya. That's undeniable. Voting is just schizophrenia. That is what voting induces. Like, we do. Let them just tell us what to do. Just tell me what to do, Gavin Newsom. I will do it. Oh, the chuds need to be rounded up. I'll do it, Gavin Newsom. I thank you, Gavin Newsom, for your honesty. I don't like voting, Arya. I won't tell people not to vote because it means a lot of things to a lot of people. For women, for black people, it means a lot because they had to fight for it. But if it were up to me, there would be no voting because voting is ineffective. Because voting means that you have to think about politics, and I don't want people thinking about politics. I don't think it's a good idea. But everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and you vote if you vote your heart out. Vote your heart out. Absolutely. No problem with that. Everything says he should experiment, do alcohol versus job application. That would be a great, dude, that would be such a funny video. I might do that if I see a homeless guy. Hey, I have a job. Nah, bro, I'm kidding. Here's the bottle. Taupe says, no, we are not here for a good time. This is hell. We live in the gutter.
We live in hell. We live in the gutter.
The gutter. The gutter. Schofield says he's bringing tents on the next one. Tents, liquor, a blunt, and some cigs. Man, the best. Schofield says, so are you saying AI politicians are generally a good idea? I think it would be better than what we have now, Ephra. Look, because it's my pinned video on the channel. I'm not trying to fix things because I don't think they can get fixed. So I'd rather just be able to like get away. If it's an AI politician, we don't even have to think about them. They're AI. We can just do our job. They should have AI decide the elections too. And that way I can focus on my family, a walk in the park, like good stuff. Why think about politics? Such a waste of... All right. We got to get to Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi retired today. She announced she's retiring. I've never liked Nancy Pelosi. I don't think she's a good wizard. She's a financial wizard, but I don't think she's no Dick Cheney. Miss Pelosi, I knew Dick Cheney. I worked with Dick Cheney. You're no Dick Cheney. And because of that, I want to honor her and point out 2 of her worst acts of sorcery, which I will never forget. You already know both of them. You might not remember the second one, but you're definitely going to remember the first one. I'm glad she's done. I'm glad to see a boomer retire. That's a very rare sight. Like this is like finding a rare bird. Okay, a boomer is retiring. A boomer is retiring. A boomer is retiring. Get the press hot off the press. A boomer is retiring. Thank God. She can go back with her husband or whatever he actually is. Arya says, but I'm no voting monarchy or dictator. But I wouldn't even label it anything. Oh yeah, you knew the second one. Oh my God. Well, we'll do the first one first. How did you remember? I thought everyone got that one memory hold. Let's see Nancy Pelosi in all her glory.
Joy.
I bet you forgot about that. She couldn't even get up. Dude, it's a gerontocracy. 2020 was a wild year, huh? Wild year, dude.
It's better not.
But my favorite moment was this. And I'll probably have to cut it for YouTube because they're weird about this. This was her Marie Antoinette moment. This is 2020, the height of COVID. You're locked at home. You can't work. You don't have any money. You're screwed. What did Nancy Pelosi do at the James Corden show? And I'll probably have to censor it for the actual video because YouTube's annoying about it. Let's see Nancy Pelosi. Let's remember her at her best. You lost your job. You were told you weren't an essential worker. The economy's in the shitter. The stock market's doing good. Nancy Pelosi's here to comfort us. You're telling me an AI politician would not be better than this? The AI will not see. Don't retire just yet, Nancy. Nancy, you got to do like an ice cream review show or something. Come on. Nancy, don't leave us like this, Nancy. I have my Nancy stock bot. Nancy. You were one of the greatest, Nancy. You were one of the most brazen, the best, Nancy. She will be missed. I wish her well, as Tim Dillon would say. The greatest. Maybe I'm coming around because I mourned Dick Cheney. We lost a legend this week, Dick Cheney. One of the greatest wizards, as I've repeatedly said. Maybe Nancy Pelosi is a wizard too. Maybe I'm just jaded here, okay? Because Dick Cheney was a real wizard. Maybe she was just an apprentice. She couldn't do as... She voted against the Iraq War. That's not wizardly of her. But she did this, and she's still in power, and no one cares. Like she is a wizard, man. She's a wizard. Gone too soon, Nancy. You should be AI Nancy Pelosi should run to replace her. That way her cravings for ice cream will not affect her daily work. We should have Nancy Pelosi as the permanent senator from California. Sorry, a permanent representative. Make her senator. Why not run AI Nancy Pelosi for every Democratic seat? Why don't we do that? That sounds like a better idea. That's a pretty good idea. This is awesome, man. It's awesome. I know this is Andrew Schultz says, those milkers. Nancy was a good-looking girl when she was young. She was. Even now, you're telling me you wouldn't. I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about the whole Paul Pelosi thing. I thought that was pretty weird. I think that implied that there's something weird at that house. If Nancy Pelosi approached you and she was like, hey, I hate everything. My boy. You want to have a little fun? And, I take you out. We get some good ice cream. Have a nice weekend in Marin. You wouldn't do it. I'm just saying. Tope says, doesn't she do insider trading? Absolutely. That's why I can't call her a wizard, because it was so obvious. It's so obvious. When Cheney did it, it took years to discover it, But her, it was always so obvious. Like, you're telling your husband. Nancy, do it like Dick. Do it like the greatest to ever do it. The cringe. And Aria, none of them could get back up. They're so old. Yeah, 2020 was a wild year. Yeah, she is the most obvious Tope. Absolutely. Diabetes in a fridge? Absolutely. Each ice cream is over $10, says Aria. But it doesn't matter, right? Someone has to enjoy the $10 ice cream, Aria, while you're locked up at home. Someone has to enjoy it. It just happens to be Nancy Pelosi. Schofield says, in her St. Laurent blouse. That's what I'm saying. Like, she couldn't ever really cast a spell on us. I like my wizards to be PBD level, Piers Morgan level. And Nancy never got to that. Arthur says, how many Marie Antoinette moments do politicians get as an expense? That's what I'm saying, because Dick Cheney never had a Marie Antoinette moment. Bill Clinton didn't have one either. Hillary didn't. But these guys, they have them. And how much can the people take of that? I think it's infinite, because people are just terrible. But all right. Mr. Elu, how you doing? Pelosi was a JFK groupie. Yeah, that picture's crazy. Full, how you doing? What's the price tag on the twin Sub-Zero's freezers? I bet that's like $5,000. Oh my God. Oh my God, man. Is there a lot of hate here? Tope says, what kind of wizard are we talking about here? Greatest wizards of all time. Patrick Bet-David, Piers Morgan, Dick Cheney. Sincerely, rest in peace, man. I'm still torn up about it. Like, today I was at the event. I was watching Javier Milei give his speech about libertarianism, and I thought of Dick in that moment. I was like, my God, man. The world won't be the same without Dick Cheney, man. Trump, another great wizard. You can hate these people, but they're wizards. Harry Houdini, the blueprint. All of these guys, man. JFK, another wizard. Oh, my God. AI Nancy Pelosi for Dianne Feinstein's seat. That would be... Mr. Elu, you can't tell me that wouldn't be a great race. It would be a great race. I will be like my heroes, grifters. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, guys. Let's move on. I don't know where... It's already 11:30. What do we have in the title? Let's try to get the title out of the way. We have Mamdani cleanses NYC. Yeah, let's do some more PBD in honor of me meeting him today. All right, I met the man. Well, I saw him, but we're close now. We are close. We've been in the same building. So let's watch PBD here talking about NYC exodus coming. Miami realtors sound alarm as thousands flee over Mamdani win. Let's watch him. Remember, he called him a jihadist.
Comes up Financial Times. Miami realtors pitch safe spaces for millionaires fleeing Mamdani's New York. I'm coming to you with this one, Barry. So if you want to pull up this video, Rob, I think you got a video on this one here. Let me go to this one. I'll read it, and then we can turn over to the video. So a few days before mayoral election, luxury real estate developers Isaac Toledano joked that a lot of Floridians are going to give Mamdani an award for being the best broker of the year. Toledano is one of several Miami-based developers hoping to cash in on what they anticipate.
He was saying this at the event today. At the event, he was saying, who do you think is going to go to New York now? Now that crime is legal. Now I'm doing Dracula. That doesn't even make sense. Now that crime is legal in New York. The criminals are going to go there. And I was like, dude, I don't think criminals... Maybe I'm wrong. You guys tell me. Do criminals... They're really smart criminals, yes. But do petty thieves go, wow, the judicial system in New York has really changed, brother. We must find our way to the Big Apple in order to avoid longer jail sentences. Because we are criminals. We are petty thieves, but we think. I don't think that's the case, PBD, but I did not contradict him in the moment. Why would I contradict him? Effer says I will call him King Eagle. That's a pretty good name. It's a good one. Transylvanian Assyrians. Bill O'Reilly. Schofield, you're right. Bill O'Reilly, another great wizard. Another great wizard. And Bill O'Reilly's an interesting guy. He actually was a teacher here in Miami before he went like full racist Irish. My favorite Bill O'Reilly quote was when he went to that black restaurant in Harlem and he was like, it was great. They weren't yelling motherfucker in there. I was like, yo, this guy's hilarious. All right.
Anticipate will be an influx of high net worth New Yorkers escaping to the Sunshine State if Democratic Socialist Mamdani wins the city's mayoral race this week. Fears that Mamdani's left-wing policies will drive the wealthy. Rob, do you have a video on this one?
Yep.
Will leave fear that Mamdani's left-wing, some of the wealthy New Yorkers have circulated since the 34-year politician unexpectedly clinched the Democratic primary. Billionaire hedge fund manager Bill Ackman, who has poured cash into opposing Mamdani's campaign, predicted an exodus of companies and individuals to New York. Go ahead, Rob.
On you at 6, some here in South Florida have their eyes on the race for mayor in New York City.
So really quick, because this is the truth. Has Zoran already solved the housing crisis is what I'm wondering? Because if all these people are leaving and selling their properties there, is Zoran's another wizard. Did Zoran solve this before he got into office? Did Zoran ethnically cleanse New York from billionaires and petit bourgeois? Is Zoran that powerful? Because they're describing a very powerful man here, dude. He was able to get affordable housing, not even in power. He is Travis Bickle's great rain. Someday a great rain will come and wash away Bill Ackman and his ilk. You know, like, what? Zoran, I need these skills, man. Imagine changing housing prices by winning an election, not even having power. What?
City.
That was an interesting point. South Florida realtors say they've been contacted by New Yorkers already looking to move to the Sunshine State if self-described Democratic Socialist Zoran Mamdani is elected mayor of New York City. CBS News Miami's Bree Buckley looks into it.
A lot of people are worried.
Isaac Toledano is the CEO and founder of BH Group Miami, a high-end real estate development firm. He says the race for mayor in New York City could impact South Florida.
We already see a lot of New York buyers and their brokers and agents and representatives.
By the way, I know you guys aren't from Miami. This is all Miami bullshit, bro. This is Miami real. Bro, we're just in a gully, bro. Bro, I know the Brickell buildings they only have 10% of their lights on, bro. I know, bro. But trust me, dude. You move down here, you're going to love it, bro. You're going to buy the best house. You're going to pay me 10% over cost. But don't worry, bro. We're going to get this real quick, real easy. Do not worry about it. Hurricane insurance, not a problem. Not a problem, bro. It's going to be like $10,000 a month. But don't worry about it. You're a millionaire, brother. Dude, the Miami real estate market has been on life support for the past year. They're trying to wish this into reality, and it's not going to happen. We already took all the New Yorkers. We took all the Californians. We took all of them. All of them. Who else is going to buy this shit? They're trying to will it into reality. Do not move down here. Do not. It's not worth it. It's not. If you want culture, if you live in New York, I assume you appreciate culture. My favorite thing about New York are the movies, the movie theaters. They're great, all of them. I love the Village. I love the Village. I love Juilliard's campus. I love the Met. I don't like the Guggenheim, but I love the Met. You will not have that down here. You will not have that down. Down here is going to be, bro, oh, yo, we got to hit El Patio, bro. We're going to drink all the Bacardi. That's Miami. Okay? And it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. Mystery Lou says, I can finally afford NYC. Zoran cleaned it up. He cleaned it up. He did it already. Efra says, Miami reminds me of Russian oligarchs for some reason. We are actually called Little Moscow by the FBI because of the... This is not true anymore because of Uber. When we had taxi cabs, up until I was like 14 years old, every taxi company, the Medallion, was owned by... I don't even know how I can say this. I bet I can say it. No one cares anymore. Who's going to come after me? The Russian mafia owned all of the Medallions, and for some reason, they only hired Jamaican taxi drivers. This was like urban legend, but it was true, you know? Well, there's a big Russian mafia presence in Miami and St. Petersburg and Sunny Isles. There's a lot of them. You go to some restaurants, dude, and like they're totally fronts. You go in there, you're like, why are they speaking in Russian? This is America. Speak Spanish. What? You know, and it's all mob shit. So yeah. Tope says Miami beaches and bitches, come and get it. Tope, you should run for Miami mayor, dude, because that's what our mayor said. Francis Suarez, who I had the pleasure of seeing today as well. Mystery Lou says Nick Land calls it hyperstition. I'm reading more of the Nick Land, man. I always had trouble reading him, but he did call a lot of stuff. I just don't like what he has to say today, but I'm going to read about that. Thank you, Mystery Lou. I like Nick Land. I like the accelerationism stuff. So, and St. Petersburg, yes, it's a Russian name, but there are a lot of Russians there. Dude, one time I was in St. Petersburg. I might as well. This is a slow show, so it's fine. Dude, one time I was in St. Petersburg. I'm not fucking with you guys, dude. I went to the Florida Fine Arts Museum. It was beautiful. Had a few drinks, was walking around. It was a solo trip. I was just having fun. I was like, let me go look around, you know, have a few drinks. Sit down at the cigar bar. There's like one in St. Petersburg. You sit down there. It's in Cigar Aficionado. It's a ripoff, but it's fine. I was like, I just want a cigar. I'm a little tipsy. I sit down, and there's a boomer next to me, right? He starts talking to me, this boomer. And he's like, where are you from? I'm like, Miami, dude. He goes, oh, have you heard about the war in Ukraine and Vladimir Putin? I was like, yeah, I've heard of that. He was like, dude, do you know that Putin is going to save this country? He's going to save America. And I'm a veteran. I worked on the satellite system using the M1. I was like, really? This guy talked to me for an hour about how Vladimir Putin is going to secretly save America and how Ukraine is evil. And this was like an old white boomer. And I was like, dude, are they trying to make me a Russian agent or something right now? This is crazy. So I was like, all right, thank you. I have to go to another museum. I'm leaving. There's a lot of Russian agents in St. Petersburg, dude. There's a lot. It's a beautiful city, though.
Already looking to buy real estate and getting information.
His clients say they're worried if self-described Democratic Socialist Zoran Mamdani is elected mayor, that crime will rise as well as taxes. He campaigned to lower the cost of living for the working class, proposing a rent freeze and free bus service, partially funded by raising taxes 2% for top earners. Mamdani has been leading the polls against Republican...
Because it's official now. So what do you think? You think it's going to be a big net positive for South Florida and real estate?
No, it's not. It's not. No, it's not. It's not.
I think it will have an influence because of the two things that they were mentioned there. One is obviously taxes do have an impact. We know that, right? In Florida is zero state income tax. And then when you look at the crime, you talked about it earlier. If crime rises and if there's extraordinarily lenient laws towards criminals and you invite more criminals in because of that incentive.
We have sorry to interrupt here again, but because Suarez said this and PBD said this today, we have the most Baudrillardian government in Miami, dude. Crime is up. It's been up for years, but they just don't send the police. The police have like reverse quotas now. Do not respond, do not interfere, so that the crime rate looks low. Anyone in the know knows this here. Crime is up significantly relative to pre-COVID. But can I fault Mayor Suarez for being a wizard? I can't. I can only admire.
There's only so much that people could take because you worry about your safety. I think that could be those two items could be big influencers. And if you have people move down here, right now we have a bit more supply in Florida. So I don't think it would have a big influence on prices immediately. I think it would just stabilize things, maybe some modest gains. But if the trend continued, it could push prices higher here. There's also a lot of development too, so we have to weigh the two against each other.
Tom, what do you think?
So, well, I think there's two things. There's the emotional response on the surveys you see now, And then there's the reality of it. And the reality of it is that what he's doing is going to have an immediate economic impact on New York. The taxes are coming, things are happening. He's really doing things. So it's not just the guy got elected that I don't like, okay, and he's stalemated because the city council's over here and these guys are over here. And then, they get stalemated, just like a president gets stuck. So nothing really changes in your life yet. But what he's talking about is about to change. And I think when people see what's coming to New York and people see the tax rates and they feel the change and they see the business.
He's not even in office. How did he do this? How did he do this? Dude, Mamdani he deserves like some sort of prize, some sort of like postmodernist prize. How did he do this already? Schofield says, so many New Yorkers escaping Mamdani. If I were you, I'd buy right now, some desperate realtor. Because he's saying it's going to stabilize the market. Dude, because if you're trying to sell a house in Florida right now, go on Zillow and look at houses in Florida. Price cuts $20,000. I've seen $80,000 on some houses. This place is fucked, bro. It's fucked. So they're praying for that, but I don't think it's going to happen. Not going to happen. Fuad says, I know the pieces fit because I watched them fall away. What do you mean, sir? Effer says, I wonder if police is going to be an AI system in the future. Imagine having to explain an emergency to an AI system. Imagine if it was the best AI system either and it was most of the grift scheme. Let me show you. Let me put you on here real quick, Effer. Let me show you something here. I've never shown this story. I was going to show it a while back. Miami AI cop cars. We are actually doing that. Here we go. Look at this.
Future of law enforcement.
This vehicle is going to give us touch points with a community that we have never had before.
If you look past the flashing lights and logos, it's clear this is no ordinary police cruiser. This prototype SUV was designed to launch a drone, read license plates, and send live infrared video back to HQ, all without needing a police officer behind the wheel. The Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office says this is the nation's first autonomous police vehicle. The South Florida Department is rolling out the experimental vehicle thanks to funding from the policing lab.
What we're ultimately trying to do is to give the sworn officers the capability to make the best decision out there.
For now, Miami-Dade will essentially take the vehicle on a PR junket, seeking community input before it regularly patrols neighborhoods. If and when that day arrives, designers say this vehicle will offer a lot.
They don't need to be focused on driving and looking for animals, children, pedestrians running out into the road. The vehicle's going to watch those vulnerable road users and let the officer look for crime.
The easy-to-operate tethered drone gives police a bird's-eye, up-close view, even in the shadows. The car can also patrol targeted areas, deterring bad actors without Sheriff Rosie Cordero-Stutz needing to send actual deputies.
I would probably say that this vehicle will allow 5 to 10 deputies to go about other business that they might otherwise not be able to do.
The policing lab says the car can also help streamline arrests.
Fingerprint, 10 digits.
And relay real-time data.
Bus collision, an active shooter. You position this vehicle, and this information can be fed directly back to a command center for decision making.
The autonomous vehicle industry has faced questions about safety for years. Designers say this new law enforcement model would not engage in a high-speed chase without a deputy driving.
This will never go lights and siren, exempt from the rules of the road autonomously.
Technology like 360-degree cameras also raises privacy concerns. Civil society groups like the ACLU have long been suspicious of police.
They're launching this in the hood. They're launching this in Overtown and Allapattah, I think. I don't know. I haven't seen any other city announce this. I was notified of this through the Miami-Dade Police Instagram feed on my Instagram. Dude, it's already here. It's already here, Afro. It's already here. This is going to get crazy, dude. We live in hell. We live in the gutter. I mean, what did you expect? You expected things to go good, you know? Let's catch up with the chats. Mr. Elu says it's going to be a shitty RoboCop. I think so. I think it's going to be an interesting, shitty RoboCop. I can't wait to see people beat the shit out of these cars. It's going to be funny. But eventually they'll get good enough. Eventually they'll put tanks. If you can do it with a cop car, cops have tanks. Well, might as well use the tanks. Vlad says only humans possess the ability to reason. That's true. But I think squirrels are getting there, dude, because have you seen that squirrels are now eating lizards and stuff? They're becoming carnivorous. Tope says we're cooked, not cops might become Knight Rider now. Knight Rider. Hell yeah, dude. RoboCop. RoboCop was such a cool movie, and we're not even going to get the real RoboCop, man. We're not going to get the real RoboCop. It's just ridiculous. Ridiculous. Schofield says, those are drones from the British show The Kitchen. I didn't know that. That's interesting. Hey, Mayor Suarez, bro, he embraces the future. Fuad says, digital ID will equal social credit score, complete government control over every aspect of your lives. Yes, but in that control, we will be liberated for her. Mr. Elu says, oh, there we go. And Tope says, it went from Little Moscow to Little Hong Kong. Dude, this is a police state. I think they're doing this because our cops don't do shit anyway, so they might as well. And with that, everyone, let's watch a little bit of this CNN here. I'm sorry that I've been tired today. It's just, dude, this conference was a pain in the ass, bro. But I'm still here. I'm actually, tomorrow, I'm missing it because I want to be here to stream with you guys, dude. You'll never guess who's coming to Miami tomorrow, bro. It's going to be Megyn Kelly live with Eric Trump and Piers Morgan. Oh, my God. I was about to get the tickets, and I was like, fuck, it's 7 o'clock. No, I want to stream. My hero is in town. My GOAT is in town, and I can't see him. My GOAT. It's going to be awesome. So let's end with our main story, which is that CNN is covering this Tucker Carlson interview of Nick Fuentes, and I'm very curious as to what they're actually saying in the rhetoric here. Because I'm of the opinion Nick Fuentes is just going to be co-opted and normalized to... Actually, I'm kind of stealing this from Richard Spencer. Richard Spencer is the guy who pointed out that they're just going to bring him into the J.D. Vance camp because that's what all of conservatism is. It's just go vote for whoever the candidate is. But CNN and these other people have been sensationalizing it, and I want to see what they mean. No, Mr. Elo, I'm not streaming at 7, but, you know, if I go out there, it'll start, it's Miami, so it's going to start at 8 or 8:20. Then it'll go on till like 11, and then I can't make the 10 o'clock time.
An exclusive K-file investigation revealing the fierce backlash within the GOP against Tucker Carlson for his interview with controversial white nationalist and Holocaust denier Nick Fuentes. So now this controversy is rocking one of America's most influential conservative groups, the Heritage Foundation, which helped create Project 2025. Kevin Roberts is the president of Heritage, and he is in damage control. I mean, initially he defended Carlson's interview. It was an interview that drew bipartisan outrage over comments like this.
And I think that neoconservatism, where does it arise from?
First of all, they're airing his words, which is odd because normally they would just denigrate and say what they are in their own words. But they're letting Nick Fuentes speak for himself, which means that CNN is normalizing him. CNN, whether it's like a war movie, dude, it's spectacle either way. If you're showing it, then you're endorsing it. It doesn't matter. You're legitimizing it. Tope says, bro, I had an opportunity to meet the greatest showman, King Louis, the greatest YouTuber of our time. My producer is actually going to meet him, dude. I'm so jealous, man. He's going to meet him next week at a small event, man. I'm not too salty about this one because it's Megyn Kelly there, too. I'm going to go up to him, and Megyn Kelly's going to be like, get that spick away from here. Get that spick out of the... You know. But if he ever comes back for, like, a tour, I'm going to have to miss the show, dude. Like, if he comes back just him, I'm going to have to go see him.
It arises from Jewish leftists who were mugged by reality when they saw the surprise attack in the Yom Kippur War.
Yeah, well, that's a lot of it, for sure. But then, like, how do you explain Mike Huckabee, Ted Cruz, and there are a lot like that, John Bolton. I mean, I've known them all, George W. Bush, like Karl Rove. I mean, all people I know personally who I've seen, like, be seized by this brain virus, and they're not Jewish.
What you're saying about putting aside the tribal interest for the corporate interest,
Yes.
That's absolutely the case. The main challenge to that, a big challenge to that, is organized Jewry in America.
Why would CNN air this? Why would they? This is so odd of them to put him in his own words. When you're broadcasting the words organized Jewry, you are introducing into the American vernacular that concept, that idea, whether it's legitimate or not. So CNN, they're trying to play it straight, but if you read between the lines, as we do here, we watch the news to get the real information. You know what they're doing. Aria, he's a private guy, but maybe we can have him do a call in one of these days.
So Roberts now says that he was wrong to defend Carlson over that interview, but maybe it is too late. I mean, Republican after Republican are now calling out both Carlson and Heritage, including Republican Congressman Randy Fine, who is Jewish.
When widely respected conservative thought leaders,
Another goat.
like Tucker Carlson go insane because that's what he has become, people start to believe it. We ended our relationship with Heritage. We're working with many Jewish groups that have ended their relationship with Heritage. And really I have to do is talk to my colleagues, because the biggest issue we have with Tucker Carlson is people remember the Tucker Carlson of 5 years ago. That's what makes him so dangerous.
And they're bringing the least charismatic guy of the anti-Fuentes side. Randy Fine is being used as a good WWE heel here. So this is not what you'd expect. They'd bring someone better usually to counteract this if they really were not endorsing it.
K-Files' Andrew Kaczynski is now out front. And Andrew, I mean, this is all fascinating. And I sort of saw it percolating on X a little while ago, and it just got bigger. And you know, when you can start to tell something is metastasizing in the social media world, and it appeared to be. So you've been talking to a lot of people within the Heritage Foundation. What are they saying?
That's right, Aaron. So the staff that we talked to told us the Heritage Foundation is in open revolt over the president's defense of Carlson. One senior staffer told us it was a, quote, absolute shit show inside the organization, saying that Roberts had, quote, lost control over the organization. He said there's an open rebellion, and this really all came to a head yesterday, where they had this all-hands meeting. This, like you said, this was kind of going around social media, where Roberts publicly apologized. According to a recording we obtained, Roberts told employees, quote, I made a mistake. I let you down. I let this institution down. I'm sorry, period, full stop. But he also made clear he has no plans to resign. Now, we also obtained messages between senior Heritage staff earlier in the week where they were discussing the situation. I want people to look at some of these messages that we looked at. One of them described the workplace as, quote, flailing and in damage control. Another said, this makes me sad and mad, in a comment to another top level staffer.
What's so weird here is that they are castigating the Heritage Foundation. That's the surface level. That they're saying the Heritage Foundation made a mistake. What they're doing here is actually knocking down a pillar, an institution. Because by showing internal discord and leaking it publicly, they're kind of saying, hey man, Nick Fuentes is the legitimate heir to the Heritage Foundation. So it's really an odd thing CNN is doing. They are tearing down the traditional Beltway institutions to prop up the Groyper movement. Interesting.
A senior staffer reposted a colleague saying this crap is really hurting Heritage, and added, as it should. Another wrote, I'm disgusted by this, and I don't understand how this premeditated and orchestrated response that's talking about the initial Roberts video could come out of one of the biggest think tanks in the world. The source who provided this to us basically said they didn't want these names to be identified for fear of retaliation. And Aaron, this backlash is not just limited to the staff of Heritage, it's also reaching the foundation's donors. One major donor whose organization contributes.
See, this is an attack on the Heritage Foundation from CNN. This is not an actual analysis. They're saying, you're broke. No one likes you. You guys can't even get along internally. Might as well give it to Nick Fuentes. They're coronating him.
More than $500,000 annually to Heritage Foundation told us that they had totally lost faith in Roberts. You can see their quote right there. They said, I'm waiting to see how things play out, but if Kevin remains as president, we will not be giving to Heritage. Likewise, the Zionist Organization of America, that's actually the oldest pro-Israel group in the United States, announced that it was withdrawing from Heritage's initiative on anti-Semitism unless Roberts publicly apologize and retract his praise for Carlson. Now, current and former staff that we spoke to, they really say This is part of an identity crisis that's at Heritage. It's pitting the longtime policy experts, people who have been there for years, versus this newer crop of Roberts, of operatives that actually came in under Roberts in 2021.
I mean, it's amazing. Heritage used to be, okay, you would go there for economic papers and you go, for traditional, more conservative, small government. Right now, it's become this very, very different thing, Project 2025 and on, right? Much more social, much bigger. I mean, it's different.
More populist,
Right. And so it is a total brand shift. I mean, they're right about that. It all started with Tucker Carlson's interview with Nick Fuentes, so this current brouhaha, right? When, for people who...
No, stolen valor. PBD was the first one to put Nick Fuentes on.
May not know him. We put on the adjectives to describe him generally, but when they say, what does that mean? What makes Fuentes so controversial?
Well, yes, Aaron, that's right. And he is a white nationalist. He is a Holocaust denier. He has spent years spreading racist, anti-Semitic, misogynistic rhetoric online. Last fall, he actually said he didn't vote for Donald Trump because Donald Trump didn't go far enough in pushing an America First agenda that matched his own white nationalist views. He said things like he wants to return to the Middle Ages, to a time when women couldn't vote, when contraception and fornication were banned. He said things like, quote, I think the Holocaust is exaggerated, quote, Hitler is awesome, and quote, that a lot of women want to be raped. Those are all literally things he said. He even praised the Taliban's takeover of Afghanistan, celebrating that the group would, quote, ban...
He's repeating this straight into the camera, dude. Straight into the camera. He's legitimizing all of these views. He's not even summing them up. He's giving you a laundry list of views that you can now download.
Abortions, vaccines, and gay marriage. And in this interview with Carlson, he even expressed admiration for Joseph Stalin, dictator of the Soviet Union. Now, Fuentes has also made clear that he wants this kind of turmoil in the GOP. On his show, he said, quote, we want disruption, we want chaos, we want infighting. So when Carlson hosted Fuentes for this largely friendly conversation, he did not challenge him on a ton of that stuff. It set off that outrage on the right that's not only tearing through Heritage Foundation, but through much of the conservative movement. Aaron, we did reach out to Carlson.
All right. So I think what we can get from there is that there's two possibilities. I think the first one is they're actually trying to empower Nick Fuentes, which I would actually give a 30% chance. 70% is it's trying to cause discord in the GOP and to the country at large, just make people crazier. That's what CNN is in the business of. But it's really odd to hear them repeat these points. You couldn't say this on TV before, even in quotes. And now they're just saying them. Very odd what the institutions are doing. All right, everyone. Let me catch up with the chats. I'm sorry for the low energy. It's been a very busy week with this conference. I appreciate you guys. Like, Full Hat, trust the plan, my friend. We're growing. We just got to 1,000 subscribers, dude. I did that in like 6 months. So not easy to do, We have merch on the way. Share the channel for sure. I really do appreciate that, my friend. But we're growing. We're growing. It's a niche. It's a niche POV. So we'll get there someday. I had a comment a few months ago on one of my earlier videos. This guy was like, dude, you're going to be at 100,000 someday. And I was like, damn, all right. Well, if people have that confidence, then I'll keep going. Because it's for fun. It's for fun at the end of the day. It's for fun. Gooning gel. Oh my God. We got gooners in chat. Effer says, usually the strength of conservatives is their impressive discipline, but that does not necessarily mean they are competent. Also, they are typically the guy who thinks in his mind he is a karate master, but does not take into account that in real life the other person fights back. Well, they're beautiful losers, right? Sam Francis said that, and it's true. Conservatives, you guys know that I hate conservatism and conservatives. But you're right. Like, they're beautiful losers. That's what they're best at, just being beautiful losers. I can't stand conservatives. But this Donald, dude, I got to tell you, I had this thought yesterday when I was watching Trump, and I was like, dude, I think this guy is genuinely like the American Hugo Chavez or the American Fidel Castro. He really is getting into that tier of leader. Love him or hate him. And it's really weird to watch because conservatives never really did that before. I guess Reagan kind of did it. But I don't know. Mr. Elu says it's how Inglourious Basterds is a critique of Nazi violence while glorifying violence against Nazis. Absolutely. Absolutely. A lot of people did not catch on to that till later this year, actually. I see people having that critique of Inglourious Basterds now. And Fuad says, Leo, even though I don't agree with most of what you say, I still try to share your channel so people can have a conversation about things. And I appreciate that, my friend. Spread the word. No rules. No rules this time. Spread the word of the channel. And we still get, dude, some of our streams have gone at like 100 people and stuff, which, dude, the thing is, like, I've noticed that I haven't been able to put out videos this week because of the conference. I'm going to do a eulogy to Dick Cheney tomorrow, maybe to Nancy Pelosi on Saturday. But the channel punches above its weight, dude, because a lot of YouTube channels have like 100K subs and they get like 200 views. And I'm like, how is this even possible? So it's interesting. And liberals do like to lose eloquently, Mr. Elu. But liberals and conservatives, you know, it's two wings of the same bird. Because progs aren't like that. Marxists aren't like that. But liberals, yeah, liberals love losing. They love losing. But liberals at least make more sense to me in my mind than conservatives. So, all right, guys. Yes, I have to do. I'm exhausted. I am really tired. I'm really tired tonight, man. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to miss the GOAT, but it's okay. And we will have some fun tomorrow analyzing further stories. Like, comment, and subscribe. Consider becoming a member. If you become a member, you get your name in the credits like Ephra, or if you make a financial donation like Schofield did yesterday. I appreciate you guys. And I'm going to see you tomorrow. Thank you, Mr. Elu. I'll see you guys. Didn't get that one, but I'll see you tomorrow, my friend. I'll see you guys.
Change the world. My final message. Goodbye.